Hey Sandra, a coworker told me that they saw you hanging around the mall sometime yesterday.
Sorry, what? I didn't know that anyone at your office even know who I was.
Yeah, well, this is one of the guys that I invited to our wedding. He said that you were all dressed up and looked like you were going on a date or something.
A date at the mall? I was just wearing a pretty normal-looking dress.
I guess it must have been enough to turn heads and attract attention, because otherwise he wouldn't have seen you.
You really think so? I'm not so sure, but okay.
Anyways, if this guy who has only ever seen you once was able to recognize you because of what you were wearing, I think that means that you really need to change your wardrobe to stop embarrassing me.
But I really wasn't even wearing anything all that fancy yesterday. I was just going around in clothes that I always go out in.
Listen, I know that you used to be a beautician, but the fact of the matter is that you're also my wife now, okay? So you can't be going around in crazy makeup and fancy clothes.
But I really wasn't even dressed up or anything yesterday. I really did just pick out something from the drawer and put it on.
Okay, but were you wearing makeup yesterday? What about that, huh?
Yeah, sure, I had on some makeup, but I always put on a little bit before I go out. You know that.
Well, from now on, you don't do any of that. Besides, it isn't like you even working anymore.
Sure, but just because I am not working doesn't mean that I don't meet with a lot of people. I can just go out and talk to people without any makeup. I like to think of putting on makeup as a way of being polite and showing that I'm invested in whatever meeting or interaction that I'm having that day.
And just what do you need to be so invested in that everyone in town notices you? Besides, you're way past your prime. No one would mind if you didn't wear any makeup. The only one who really cares at all is you, and you're wasting all of our money on your makeup.
Wasting our money? But I only ever buy the generic brands and I never ever buy more than I need to.
And I am telling you that the amount that you need is none, got it? I mean, we could be spending that money on buying better food or something. Besides, I am the only one making money for the both of us now, so what I say goes. And I say no more wasting money on clothes and makeup.
Are you being serious right now? Please tell me this is some kind of joke.
Of course it's not. I'm the only with a job around here anymore, so what I say about money goes. And I am telling you right now to stop wasting all our money on frivolous things.
You can't just make up some rule like that and expect me to follow it. I mean, I'm an adult and can make my own decisions. Besides, if I want to put on makeup, I don't see why it should be any of your business I do or not.
I really don't ask much of you, do I? All I want you to do for me is to keep the house clean and to help me save money where possible. I really don't care at all what you look like.
How can you talk to me like that? I mean, you were the one who asked me to quit my job and become a housewife in the first place. But I don't think you realize just how much freedom that already robbed me of. Well, I just sit down and let you tell me how to live.
Well, I don't really see why some housewife like you even needs to worry about things like freedom anymore. Once you get married, the place for you is inside the house, and just so you know, I am going to be checking our credit card statements a lot closer to make sure you're not out shopping.
You're even going to do that? But why? Where is all of this coming from all of the sudden? I don't get it.
Of course I am going to be checking our statements. I need to make sure that you aren't going behind my back and doing any shopping in secret.
Okay, well, what about skincare then? Does no makeup include no creams or lotions or anything like that? I'll break out and my skin will get all dry.
I'm pretty sure we have some olive oil in the pantry that you can just rub on your face instead. That should be plenty for you. LOL. 6 months later. Hey? What is all of this makeup doing in the closet, huh? I thought I told you we were done with this. Were you hiding this from me? You know this is against the rules.
If you must know, I bought all of that with my own money, so there.
Wait a second, what do you mean that you bought it with your own money? And just where did someone like you get money for all of these things, huh?
Started working a part-time job again. If you really must know, I've recently.
You what? You just went out and found a job without even telling me.
I did. I just couldn't stand your ban on clothes and makeup for me anymore. My skin is looking horrible and I just can't hold back any longer. I don't really see why this is a problem at all if I am buying these things with my money.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me right now. Is this a joke? I am going to have to just throw all of this away.
But why? I bought it with my own hard-earned money. You can't just throw it all away. That isn't fair.
And when I get home, I want you to hand over all the money that you've made from your little part-time job. And when I get home, I want you to hand over all the money that you've made from your little part-time job.
I won't do that. You're just going to take all of my money and spend it all on yourself, aren't you? Can't you at least explain to me why it is that I have to go on living tram aor volo com z, al zele, and drinking all the time?
I get to go out drinking because I am the primary breadwinner in this house, do you understand me?
But that doesn't make any sense. Why shouldn't it be fair for the both of us? I mean, what is the point of throwing away something that has already been paid for? The least that you could let me do is let me use all the makeup I already bought. Don't you think throwing away something you've only half used is a huge waste of money?
I just want to allow my wife to indulge in all this extravagance. You need to be taught a lesson. Besides, your skin and hair just take care of themselves naturally. You don't need any stupid products for those kinds of things.
They do not just take care of themselves. What are you talking about? And when was even the last time that you thought about cleaning yourself up? I mean, your skin and hair look so oily whenever you leave the house. You seriously look like a filthy mess sometimes.
Excuse me? Do you really think that you have any room to be insulting me? Besides, nothing you say is going to change my mind. You don't need all these products.
But as I get older, I am going to need this kind of skincare to keep looking nice. And besides, it isn't like it's only women who need these kinds of things. I think that a lot of people judge others just based on what they see, which more often than not, also includes the state of your skin. I bet no one at works wants to be around a dirty geezer like you.
I get what is going on here. You're trying to rope me into using skincare so that then you can have an excuse to use some for yourself when I go and get some, huh?
Listen, I can handle not buying any clothes or anything like that, but you have to let me at least buy makeup and things for my skin. Please.
I'm afraid that there wouldn't even be any point. You're already an old lady, so it would just be like putting lipstick on a pig. Besides, I am sure that you still have some hand cream lying around, that should work on everything, right?
I honestly don't even know what to say right now. Do you have any idea just how horrible you're being to me? I mean, it was like the second we got married, you changed into some kind of monster. I regret marrying you, do you understand that? I wish it never happened.
You sure do have a strange way of showing gratitude to the one guy who lowered himself to marry a woman of your age, you know that?
Why do you keep calling me old? I'm only in my 30s. That's not old.
Haha, yeah sure, you go ahead and keep telling yourself that being 30 isn't like already knocking on death's door, Grandma.
Are you even reading the messages that you re-sending me? They are just getting so ridiculous right now. I seriously wonder if you have any idea what you even saying.
Alright, I've heard just about enough out of you. To move on to things that actually matter, my mom is going to visit us this afternoon.
Wait, you mean this afternoon? Your mom is coming? Why am I just now hearing about tea?
Well, she's coming to bring us some oranges from her tree. Also, I have plans this evening with a friend, so I won't be coming home. You'll have to find a way to entertain my mom, got it?
But I also have errands to run and will have to leave the house at some point to go and do them.
Oh please, I doubt that anything that you have to do is really even that important. My mom is coming at 3, so be back by then. And make sure the house is clean before she gets here too.
And let me guess, you're just going to be going out drinking again, right?
You have other things to worry about than what I'm going to be doing. And let me tell you something. You better not try and get yourself to look pretty for when my mom gets here. She isn't going to put up with that either. Later that same day.
Hey there, sweetie, I was just curious, is Sandra all right? Why does she look the way she does? Is everything going okay?
I knew it. I tried to warn her, but I guess that she just wouldn't listen to me. I'm really sorry about all of this, Mom.
I'm actually just rather concerned as all. I mean, Sandra is okay, right?
Don't worry, I know exactly what you're thinking already. I told her not to dress up at all for you or waste money on stupid extravagant things, but she really just never listens to what I say to her. I guess I'll really just have to tighten the purse strings even further. And I suppose I'll also have to get rid of any clothes she has that are too fancy. I mean, she's just a housewife now, it isn't like she needs any of that.
Hold on a second. What are you saying? B. Are you stupid or something? Do you really think that you're in the right here?
Wait, hold on a second, I don't understand. What's the matter here? Why are you getting all mad at me?
You're telling me that you aren't allowing her to buy extravagant things like clothes and skincare products? I mean, Sandra is such a beautiful person and now you have her looking really haggard. Her skin, her hair, her nails, they all really need some deep care. And her clothes are covered in little stains and rips. What is going on here?
Oh come on Mom, don't fall for this kind of lame trick, she's really just fine.
Are you kidding me? Do you really think this is fine? I mean, you have her looking like a hobo. No, worse. You have her going around looking like you.
Wait a second, are you saying that you think I look worse than a hobo?
Honestly, how could you do this to your own wife? It really just too cruel. You really have taken things way too.
I mean, it's just that. Well, Sandra is always going out looking way too fancy. I thought that she was wasting all of our money on makeup and clothes and dumb stuff like that, so I told her that she wasn't allowed to buy those anymore.
You really have no idea what you're talking about at all. Sandra was never over the top about her clothes or her appearance. She always kept a subtle yet elegant style about her and, unlike you, actually looked like she showered more than once a week.
Okay, why do you keep bringing me into this? I don't have anything to do with this at all. This is all about Sandra and her shopping addiction.
You know, when I first met Sandra, I was actually really surprised. I mean, you were never one for cleanliness, and yet you managed to get such a stunning girl to marry you. But you could stand that she looked too good for you, so you had to go and try to tear her down to your level. I think you owe Sandra a serious apology.
Wait. No. This is not the conversation I imagined we'd be having. Why are you taking her side in this?
And she also told me all about how you kept on calling her an old woman and putting her down. Honestly, men can just be so stupid sometimes. I mean, do you think that women are the only ones who age? You're getting up there yourself too, you know. How about looking in a mirror before making fun of someone else?
Hold on just a second, let's just calm down and talk this out.
Don't you dare tell your mother to calm down. I want you and Sandra to get a divorce. Do you understand me?
Wait, what? You can't be serious about that.
Well, I don't really see what other choice Sandra has if the only other option is being married to an idiot like you. You just have to let her go.
Okay, Mom, are you feeling okay, eh? I mean, you can't just come out and tell someone that they need to divorce their wife. Besides, there is no way that Sandra would ever want something like that.
This is Sandra speaking now. Can you please do as your mother says and just let me end this thing?
Wait, Sandra, is that really you?
Yes, your mom handed me her phone.
Just what kind of outfit are you wearing? Why is my mom saying that you look like a hobo or whatever? What did she mean by that?
I'm dressed exactly how you told me to. You told me not to dress up for her at all or use any makeup. I'm just in my normal clothes.
Well, then she has to just be over-exaggerating about all of this then, doesn't she?
Except my normal clothes are old and ratty now. You know, it wasn't until your mom pointed it out. but I think that you and I really do need to put an end to this. You treat me horribly and don't give me any kind of freedom to express myself. I honestly should have left you behind a long time ago.
How dare you talk to me like that? What is the matter with you? I am your husband.
I suppose that I can't really let you take all of the blame though. After all, I was the person dumb enough to believe that you would make a good husband. I guess next time, I'll just have to be a lot more careful about who I settle for. 1. Ti?
Haha, you can't be serious, right? Do you really think that you're going to have a next husband at your age? Why would anyone want to be with an old lady like you?
Are you really still grumbling about that? I thought your mom already told you to look into a mirror before insulting other.
3 months later. Mom, are you there? Please tell me that you're not still mad at me, right? I mean, we haven't talked ever since Sandra and I got divorced. Can we please just put all this nonsense behind us and talk this out, please?
Well, if it isn't my idiot son coming to talk to me. What do you want, huh?
Oh Mom. You finally replied to me. Thank you so much. Please don't ignore these messages, I really want to talk to you.
Well, I don't. After all, I still haven't forgiven you for what you did to poor Sandra.
Are you really still upset about that? But Sandra has already gone and started a new life, she has forgotten all about the past, so why can't you?
Are you sure about that? Maybe I should check with Sandra herself, after all, she is sitting right here next to me.
Hold on a second, you and Sandra are together right now, Mom?
That's right. The two of us wanted to go on a little shopping date together and treat ourselves.
So then ever after we already divorced. You were still hanging out with my ex-wife.
We may not be family anymore, but I still think of her as a very close and true and friend of mine. And ever since she started up her beautician job again, it's like she's a whole new person. She is finally looking like her old beautiful self now that she is away from you. I knew that leaving you would be the best decision for her.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I didn't even do anything, why was leaving me the best choice she could have made?
Because now that you are out of her life, she is finally free to be herself. In fact, she's having to fight off suitors left and right.
Hold on, are you serious? You mean that people are really lining up to date Sandra now that her and I are divorced?
That's right. She's already been approached by 6 different guys and has been messaged by countless others. Some of them are really quite persistent in talking to her as well. I know now that it's only a matter of time until she finds a good match.
But there is no way that any of these guys are successful or handsome or anything like that. Right?
Well, that really depends, doesn't it? But compared to you, they might as well all be America's most eligible bachelors.
Don't say those kinds of things to me, Mom. I don't know why you have to be so mean about all of this.
And if you really want to know, they all make way more money than you do. Some of them even go to the gym or have skincare routines for themselves. Unlike you, they actually about how they present themselves to the world. I think it's one of these guys that Sandra really has her eyes on. I'm sure that's the only type of man that she'll ever think about being with now.
You're probably just exaggerating to try and scare me right now. I know that you're just seeing one side of Sandra, but you really don't know her like I do.
I think that one that never really knew the person that Sandra truly was you, Johnny. You stole her freedom from her, tried to control what she wore and how she looked. You should be ashamed of yourself. I still just have no idea how the two of you ever ended up together.
Please don't be like this. I mean, you're the one who gave birth to me. The whole reason that I'm like this is because of you, Mom.
Do you really honestly believe that? You don't think that they had a single chance to take some control of how you look ever since you were born? Don even try to pin this on me. You have no idea what you talking about at all. You just pathetic.
Mom? How can you say that to your own son? How can you call me pathetic? You don't really think that, do you?
Of course I do. I mean, your siblings know how to respect their spouses and keep themselves clean. For some reason it's only you who doesn't get it.
Why do you have to bring them into this? Can't we just focus on Sandra and how wasteful she is? I don't like it when you talk about me like this.
Well then you may also be sad to know that I've told Matty and Kendra all about what you did to Sandra and they both took her side. Even your own sister said that she never wanted to talk to you again after learning what you put Sandra through. She said she thought that you were a real creep.
Kendra really said I was a creep? But that isn't fair.
Well, what really upset her was how you tried to use Sandra's age to put her down even though she's only in her 30s. She said it was so mean. Kendra turned 30 last year, you know.
But I was just trying to make it so that we would have more money for the two of us. All I wanted was for Sandra to think a bit more carefully about how she was spending our money. I just didn't get why she needed all of those things.
I don't need to justify to you why I want those things. But I never let my spending get out of control and it was something that made me happy and feel pretty.
Wait, Sandra, is this you again? Is it really you?
That's right. And I just think you should know that all of your family was cheering me on and it's thanks to them that I finally feel beautiful again.
Wow, you know, I guess I just never really realized what a narcissist you were. Maybe it was good that we called this off.
I don't think there is anything with someone realizing their beauty and calling themselves beautiful. I already told you that making myself look nice is my way of showing respect for the people I interact with. But I also certainly never tried to put people down just because of how they chose to express themselves either.
And just what are you trying to say with that, huh? Do you have something you'd like to say about me?
Yes, if you must know. Your skin and hair are an awful mess, you never dress yourself up nicely, you're selfish, and I think that you're a creep too. And I'm sure that if you never even try to improve how you look, then people just won't ever be on your side for anything.
Don't think that just because you've managed to turn my family against me that you can get all cocky now.
The only person who got cocky and had it blow up in their face here is you. You honestly are pathetic, do you know that?
I don't need to take this kind of talk from an old hag like you.
Honestly, you really don't have a single clue about what you're talking about, do you?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? What makes you say that?
I bet you think that I enjoy putting on all this makeup and making myself look nice for men, don't you? Well, you're wrong, I do it for myself. Men like to think that everything women do is just for them, but it's not. And I'm certainly not going to be talked down to by someone as awful as you.
Just shut up already, you gross old lady. You grandma. You're ancient. Isn't it time for bed already?
Is that all you know how to do when you've been back into a corner? Just throw petty little insults when you don't get what you want?
Well, who would even want to ever marry a woman like you? I mean, you've already been divorced once and you're so old, I can't imagine that you have many prospects at all.
Haha, are you kidding me? Ever since you and I split up, I have had men just throwing themselves at me. I honestly don't even have time to think of you, I'm spending so much time with others. But I am going to find a husband that understands and respects the way that I live, and I am going to be as glamorous as I want to be.
After that,
I never ever heard from Johnny again. Although, his mom would come in to visit me at my beauty parlor from time to time. In fact, she's one of my regulars. One day, she told me that she had stopped talking to Johnny entirely and had basically cut him out of her life. She said that she was glad that at least the rest of her children weren't as pig-headed as he was. And as for me, I'll be taking care of my skin and looking great until I'm 100 years old.